Here are 5 recent need-to-know stories and the actions you should take in 5 minutes or less. Ready? Let's go. In early 2023, Bing raised the already high panic level at Google by being the first major search engine to incorporate generative AI into its search results, although that would eventually fade back into Microsoft's Copilot. A few months later, Google announced its own search generative experience, but only available to users opting into Search Labs. Finally, in May of this year, Google rolled out what it now calls AI Overviews to US users. Now it looks like Bing is attempting to one-up Google again by introducing its own generative search feature that looks like Google's AI Overviews, but with some significant differences. The new Bing generative search results, now in limited release, are divided into sections with a table of contents in the left nav, have sources and endnotes to the text as well as below the result, and on desktop move the regular organic results into the right sidebar, bringing them to the top. Scrolling down, we see each section's sources in a mini SERP format. Our actionable? Just as with Google's AI Overviews, there is no good way to optimize to get in these results, but the prominence they give to the regular results, at least on desktop, means traditional SEO practice still counts here. ChatGPT creator OpenAI announced its long-anticipated bid at entering the search engine market with SearchGPT. It's now being rolled out from a waitlist to a small group of users and publishers. Similar to Perplexity, SearchGPT presents AI-generated answers with sources displayed and clickable. And like ChatGPT, you can also ask follow-up questions and get answers in the context of your previous queries in the session. It's interesting that Google's AI Overviews seem to have lost that functionality. It remains to be seen whether these AI search engines will make any dent in Google's search market share. Until we get evidence of that, they remain just interesting things to keep an eye on. In a YouTube video on Google's Google Search Central channel, Martin Splitt taught 3 ways to make internal linking more effective. First, internal links should help users navigate the site, finding more information about the topic that brought them there. Second, the better linked up your site is, the easier it is for search engine bots to discover more pages and also to understand the central topics of your site. And finally, be sure to employ HTML best practices when creating the links, like using the ahref tag and descriptive anchor text. Mike Blumenthal spotted a test of local results organized by AI on Google Search. This looks like what was previewed at Google I/O back in May. The AI breaks up the results into logical subcategories based on the query. In the I/O demo, a query about planning a celebration event in Dallas had recommendations grouped under things like party venues and restaurants with a festive atmosphere. Our recommendation is to make sure your pages for your local outlets are as descriptive as possible so AI can pick up what subcategories you should be mentioned for. Search Engine Journal's Roger Monti reported on a question Google's John Mueller took up in a recent SEO Office Hours podcast. The questioner wanted to know if a sudden exponential leap in the amount of content on a site might affect the site's SEO. Mueller answered that such sudden growth makes the website significantly different, and it's only to be expected that Google would reevaluate the site because of that. Now, this doesn't mean the outcome will necessarily be either positive or negative, of course. That will depend on the nature of the changes and how they fit with the rest of the site. Mueller recommended being strategic about changes like this, adding that it's not primarily an SEO problem. This seems to imply that there should be a good reason for the sudden increase in pages, one that clearly serves the site's users. Monti also suggested that it might be better to do such huge changes in phases. That's all for now. For more in-depth SEO learning, check out the Learning Center blog at seoclarity.net.